What's up, y'all? English differences from 5 English-speaking countries: the US, the UK, Australia, Ireland, and New Zealand. We got a little bit of everything. Let's see what this vocabulary battle is going to look like. Here we go. This is from World Friends, by the way. This will be linked in the description down below. Here we go.
Hello! Hi, I'm Christina from the US.
Hi, I'm Lauren from the UK.
Hi, I'm Emer from Ireland.
Hi, I'm Rory from Australia.
I'm Dylan from New Zealand.
Cool. What a cool array, right?
We already know that we use different words. We may use similar words, I think, because we're close, and then maybe you two will use similar words.
We'll use more similar words to the UK than we might to the US. But also, Australians shorten everything.
You have your own word for everything. So.
Right.
In the US, toilet.
In the UK, loo.
Or the John.
In Ireland, toilet.
In Australia, toilet.
Not dunny?
You gotta say dunny.
No, the dunny is like outside, like an outside toilet. You
Like
might
an
call
outhouse?
that a dunny. But
We call it dunny an outhouse.
New Zealand, toilet.
What I call the actual thing the loo, it's more like the loo is the room, but then this is also the loo. I don't know. Loo?
Sometimes we say loo.
So loo, so in the UK, would the loo refer more to like the bathroom, right? Or the restroom? Pretty interchangeable here. Restroom, bathroom, loo, toilet is
Like if
different,
someone
right?
said the loo, we know
The
it's like
loo.
that
Going to the
place.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
going to the loo.
Am I going to the loo? I don't know.
Chicken,
In the US, this is a chicken.
right?
In the UK, this is also a chicken.
In Ireland, it's also chicken.
In Australia, it's a chicken.
In New Zealand, it is a chicken.
You
Well,
could
there we
refer
go.
to it as a chook, but you would call it a chicken. But if you were going to have like a roast chicken, you could call it a roast chook.
So once it's been cooked.
It's still the chicken. But maybe you call it a chook. Most people would say they're going to eat chicken, but you could say chucked a chook like on the barbie.
Chuck the chook!
Oh, that's the most Australian sentence I've heard.
Yeah, that is hella Aussie.
So in the US is a hurricane.
Hurricane.
In the UK, we would say hurricane.
In Ireland, hurricane.
In Australia, you'd probably say cyclone, but you would know what a hurricane is.
Yeah, in New Zealand, we would say cyclone, but we don't have any, so.
Yeah, us too. I think like cyclone is also used commonly, but like in the news, which would be where we would see would be like hurricane.
Now, isn't it odd about weather how certain places, for example, like the UK, right? Just that general region, not just the UK even, anywhere over there, Wales, Ireland, England, Northern Ireland, Scotland, they're islands, right? You would think in the middle of the ocean, maybe they'd get hurricanes, but I guess they really don't. I haven't heard of any there, so they must not get any or very few. Same with New Zealand. That's pretty cool that they don't get any being 2 islands, right? It's really kind of neat. You get that island life and you don't have to worry about hurricanes. Damn, that sounds pretty nice.
If someone said cyclone, I'd know what it is.
But yeah, that's how it is here. We call them hurricanes, but I know what a
In
cyclone
the US,
is.
cash
That would be a cash register.
register.
In the UK, till.
In Ireland, it's the till.
Oh,
In Australia,
yeah.
it's the till.
I've
In
heard
New
the
Zealand,
till.
It's the till.
Oh,
I've heard
sorry, Christina.
Americans are the odd man out there.
Cash register.
I have heard till. It's very rare, but some people, maybe even a really professional environment, might refer to it as a till on like a document or something. It is shorter and more direct. I'll give you that.
Register is so long.
It's like a tongue twister.
Yeah, cash register is a mouthful.
Till is so much easier to say though.
I feel like in Ireland, I've heard register sometimes.
I think like you hear it in like Seinfeld and stuff, so you just know like what it is.
You know what it is.
Till, I never hear till, but it's so much easier to say.
I hear it rarely. Yeah, it's maybe
In the
it'll get
US,
adopted
normally
more here.
people would say fall.
In the UK, we would say autumn.
This is split 50-50 in the US, in my opinion, even between myself here. I don't know why I do this. I've said this in other videos, and maybe some of you guys do this too. This one has two different words, fall and autumn. I tend to bounce between both. I don't know why. There's no rhyme or reason to it. But if I had to say which one more, I would say fall more. But I've heard a lot of Americans say both.
Ireland, it's autumn.
In Australia, it's autumn.
And New Zealand, it's autumn.
So it's more so autumn overseas. Okay.
But autumn too, but I
Yeah.
think typically fall is much more commonly used. But
It is.
we definitely know autumn. Always like fall festival. Yeah, it would be fall.
Check
In
mark.
the US, it's a check.
In the UK, it is a tick.
Ireland, it's a tick.
No
In
kidding.
Australia, that's a tick.
In New Zealand, that's a
That's
tick.
funny. No one else says check or check mark? You say a tick?
Whoa. Yeah, hearing tick, you would be
Wow.
like, a tick? Like, you
Yeah,
know,
I think of the bug. I think of some Lyme disease.
Like a
hearing
tick?
It's the sound you make, like tick, tick.
tick, tick, check. No, it doesn't work. Okay.
You know what? This one I'm gonna disagree. I'm with the American gal here. Check, baby. Check is how I'm gonna stick with that. Check is just too familiar, and I feel like that's right. Tick that's weird, man.
So in the U.S., vacation house.
In the UK, this would be a holiday home.
In
Yeah, I would just say vacation house or second house.
Ireland, it'd be a holiday home.
In Australia, it would be a holiday house.
In New Zealand, this would be a batch.
And batch
A
is
batch.
specifically for like holidays.
It's like your
vacation.
house you go to on holiday.
No kidding. Wow.
Where do people usually have their batches?
Usually on the beach.
On the
or
beach,
in,
yeah. I would
nearby the
think
beach.
so.
Somewhere relaxing.
I have absolutely no idea why it's called a batch.
That is pretty interesting. I would have never guessed. I have not heard that.
So in the U.S., convenience store.
I didn't
In
see what
the
this
UK,
is. Let me see. Even though she said convenience store, I just heard her. Yeah, that would be a convenience store. I would even say corner store. I hear both in the U.S. Corner
in
store or
the
convenience
U.S.,
store.
convenience store.
In the UK, we would say corner shop.
In Ireland, it's also a corner shop.
In Australia, you'd probably say convenience store, but you might, if you're older, call it a milk bar.
Sound milk,
Wow.
milk there, right?
I guess that's probably where it came from. I know my granddad would have called something like that a milk bar.
Well, in New Zealand, we call it a dairy.
Just dairy.
Just a dairy?
Same logic, I guess. Like the
Milk. They
right.
sell milk.
And ours are on the corners usually, or
Yeah.
they used to be, so that's why we call them corner shops.
Wow. Stroller.
So in the U.S., this would be a stroller.
In the UK, this would be a pram.
In Ireland, pram or a buggy. Yeah, I think buggies are more the ones where they're facing forward, though. Instead of, I think at a pram would be the
Being a
one.
father here, like now you can switch them around, no problem.
Oh wow, you can do both buggy and
Oh,
pram.
yeah, there you go. We got dual action
In
here.
Australia, you call that a pram.
Yeah, in New Zealand, you'd call that a pram.
That's hilarious. I've never heard any of those terms. Pram and buggy, that is funny.
Nice.
Wow. I'll stick with stroller.
In the U.S., this is jumping jacks.
Jumping
In
jacks,
the
yeah.
UK, this is a star jump.
In
Oh my
Ireland,
God.
we'd say jumping jacks.
In Australia, we'd call that a star jump.
And in New Zealand, we'd call that a star jump.
Hey, shout out to Ireland. They have jumping jacks too. That is funny how some of these are the same. Naturally, they're so close, but some of them are different too. That is, unique how Irish or Ireland has definitely their own subset of certain words and culture different from the UK. So that's kind of neat, especially in this example. But no, everyone else going with star jump. That's pretty funny, I gotta admit. Yeah, American and Irish sharing the love on this one. Star jump is not bad. It's just funny. Like, it's not funny in a bad way. I think it's pretty cool.
Who's Jack?
But
Yeah, who
jumping,
is Jack?
jumping jack,
Why
I don't
jumping
know.
Jack?
You know, he just had a thing where he would do these kind of jumps, and they just called it up.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a jumping jack.
Yeah,
No,
it
I
makes
don't
you wonder
know.
where it
I don't
came
know
from,
the history.
right?
Isn't jack like a?
The game.
The game. They do kind of look like those jacks. So.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
that's why.
it's probably from something like that.
In the U.S.,
That would be police or police officer, a policeman, maybe?
police.
In the UK, police.
In Ireland, it's Garda.
Garda.
Whoa.
That is an Irish word. We don't have an English word. I mean, you could call it a policeman or police officer, but we call them Garda or
Now, I don't know if this is totally unrelated. This is just Ian's random thoughts here, okay? So don't rip me apart in the comments. We do have a famous truck you see a lot here called Garda. It's Garda trucks, and I think they're like gray and red. I'll put a picture of it up on the screen for you. And those are like famous for carrying tons of cash, right, between banks and stuff. They're like the armored trucks, right, that carrying very valuable loads. And they say Garda on them a lot. So now, I don't know if that's the same, right? I'm just throwing that out there. That's the only time I've seen Garda in the U.S. But yeah, I've never heard of police called Garda.
the Gardaí.
Gardaí.
The Gardaí.
Oh, I like that Gardaí.
The Gardaí.
In Australia, that's a police officer.
Yeah, in New Zealand, that's the police.
So, okay, pretty universal.
The police.
The police.
When there's an article, you know you got to serious.
So yeah, the same in the U.S. The police. It was fun. I like the Gardy. That was different
Yeah,
for me.
that
It was funny. It was just like you by yourself, and then we all said the same kind of words, which I
Yeah.
didn't expect actually that they would have some similar words with you. But
It's the U.S. doing our own thing again.
Isn't that how it always is, guys? You got to tell me in the comments down below. It's pretty funny. You look at all these countries, pretty spread out too, right? Somehow the U.S. always stands alone,
Interesting.
don't we?
Like, all of us were the same.
American
except
English
that
truly
one
is
where
different,
we
I
had
guess.
jumping jacks. I was like, I thought like it would all be the same, like or something. But yeah, and then of course the Gardy and Batch actually. Batch was a good
Yeah,
one.
Batch was a good one, yeah.
Honestly, I think, the same. I was surprised by how many like the US was just completely on its own by.
Yeah, I thought that Australia or New Zealand would have some of their own because they are the king of slang, right? They have tons of their own versions of slang and their own funny words for stuff. Apparently America has, I guess we got our own dialect going on over here.
But then again, now that I think about it, like I've heard those words, so I know what they mean.
Yeah.
But then when I heard batch and God, like what?
Same. Same. Batch. Never.
Yeah, I think like for New Zealanders when we travel abroad, like a lot of times there's words that we use that people have no idea.
batch, I would be like, oh, batch of bread.
Batch of what?
It was good learning like to see how we have similarities and how we're different.
Yeah, that was really fun. That's going to be it for that one, guys. That is from World Friends. It'll be linked in the description down below, of course. And wow, can't wait to see what you guys think in the comments. What are some funny words that you think that you say that maybe someone else out there from a different country has no idea what it means? Let's hear them down below. And what country did you think was going to be the most unique, and was it the right answer? Let's hear it. Make sure to throw a thumbs up on this video if you got a laugh out of it and maybe learned a thing or two. Subscribe, join our amazing community, and see more fun videos like this in the future. Check that description out for this original video and other ways you can interact with my channel. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram at IWrocker. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. Until next time, guys. I'll catch you later.